Donald Trump is fresh off his disastrous Axios interview, which most of his base will never hear about because they didn't talk about it on Fox at all. But he is on Fox, doing a little bit of damage control, talking with both the Fox and their friends. And a couple different topics came up. Here he is again talking about how the post office does not deserve to be saved, mail-in voting can't be trusted, that sort of narrative.
Your response to Hillary Clinton accusing you of sabotaging the post office.
Well, first of all, remember the famous question when she asked me whether or not I accept the results of the election? She felt pretty confident until the end of that debate. And frankly, she was very strong. Would you accept the results of the election? Well, she didn't accept the results. She still has. She's living in a cocoon. And I guess people don't like her, or somebody doesn't like her, but she didn't do the job. She didn't do the job that she was supposed to do, and she should accept that. Now she continues to go on, and she's talking now about the Postal Service. Well, as you know, the Postal Service for 40 years has had big problems, and they're not equipped to handle a governor where they say millions of ballots, by the way, will be posted in a couple of weeks. Gear up. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. It's a very complex process. So Nevada, we're in court. We'll see how it works out. But if it doesn't work out, you're not going to know the November 3rd election results. I'm talking for the country. It could be for months and months. I mean, actually, it could be for years because you'll never. They sent and they plan to send these ballots to everybody that's ever walked in the state of Nevada. It will be a disaster.
Years. There's a few issues in that. What'd you think, Jared?
Yeah, well, okay. Let's start with the first thing because I'm a little confused. And this is a legitimate question. This isn't a question to make a point. I don't know when Hillary Clinton to this day hasn't accepted the 2016 results. I don't know how. Or either that or he doesn't understand what that means to not accept. When people are saying if you lose in 20, would you not accept the results? That means, are you going to hunker down in the White House in your bunker and cross your arms and go, no? That's what people are asking. They're not asking, are you going to go, hey, these election results were questionable. Let's investigate this. Let's look into that. Recount this. All those things. They're asking if you're going to sit there physically and refuse to leave.
Yes.
I don't remember Hillary Clinton going, well, I'm going to move in anyway. I don't.
Well, she did chain herself to the White House fence that one time. It was very embarrassing. Yeah, no, well, it means, are you going to stay?
Yeah, keep saying it. She hasn't accepted the results either. Didn't she? Again, legitimate question, because maybe my memory is foggy from 2016. Did she not have a concession speech and have a conciliatory call to him? Did all that not happen?
Night of. Yeah, and I would say, I think he's gone a layer past what you're saying, where she's like, we should investigate. She's not suing him right now. Like, she's not challenging the results. She just wishes she had won. And that is very much not what we mean when we say accepting the results. I don't care if in 4 years after losing, Trump still wishes he had won. I don't give a damn about that. I don't know if he'll be around to do that. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about legal challenges, trying to have the Supreme Court overthrow it, literally barricading yourself in the White House and refusing to leave. That's what we're talking about. But on to the actual timeline. This continuing to try, I mean, nothing that he said here is totally new. And so we don't play it for the audience because this is the first time they have to hear it. But I want them to know what the arguments being made by the other side are. And the arguments are, it could take years to know who won if there's a little bit more mail-in voting than before for some reason. And so if some sort of drastic action happens on election night or shortly after, it's justified because I'm leading you to believe that otherwise the alternative is waiting for years. And that's unacceptable. And you need to be ready going into the election for that to become the default position of not just Trump, but more and more Republicans.
Yeah, again, it's a repetition of constantly the same thing we see on TV. And I don't think anyone's buying it. It's like you said, we've seen it over and over again, which is why maybe sometimes we don't put it all out there. But I'm curious. No one's buying this, right?
I hope not. I really do. But yeah, no, that's the argument. Of course, it wasn't challenged. That whole, it could take years. None of the Fox and friends were like, well, that's insane. No, we've run plenty of elections with lots of mail-in voting. It might take a little bit longer, but I got news for you. What we need to have, hopefully, is such an overwhelming day of result that we will have to wait to know for sure, but he doesn't get to jump on a narrow lead night of and then pretend that that's representative. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.